working on part 2 of Laura Horn's video series. I started without thinking about turning on the camera. I don't know. I'm not in the habit of recording me playing with paint and watercolor and stuff like that. The art side of things. I'm not used to recording that. I usually just record the finished products. Anyways, so I started out and it was an epic fail. So then I went back and kind of recalculated, watched her video again a couple times, and tried something else. So my epic fail, I'm going to go ahead and show it. I hate it. It's hideous. I tried using the paints dry and just reactivating with water, and I wasn't getting an intense color, and the Madder Lake was just muddying up all of the other colors. So that was just not working. So I grabbed, instead of Madder Lake, I am using Quinacridone Rose, which is a lot better, and I believe it will have much better, it matches good, not great. I don't know. I may add a little Madder Lake too. I don't know. I don't want it to muddy, and this is all experimental. This is just me playing and learning my paints. So I went with just straight out of the tube paints. I'm getting a much better color, more intense color, which is what I'm wanting. I'm relearning that you have to go in light and then add dark. It's been a while since I've watercolored. Getting paint all over my table. Anyways, I just thought I would share my experience and my experimenting with you guys. Let me rinse my brush. I started with the lighter colors, and now I'm gonna go in. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna try some. Set this one aside and move on. I don't 100% love it, but I'm going to move on. Set that somewhere to dry. Okay, the next one, let me find it. I can never find them. This one, I love this color palette. It's very, very neutral. And it speaks to me. I'm a very neutral person. I have a hard time with color. I'm learning to embrace color. And to not be prejudiced against certain colors, or biased, I guess you could say. Okay, I need some Azo, right? Azo Yellow Deep. And I'm just going to go straight in with the color again. Have to remember to mix some burnt umber in there. No. No. Socks. I'm sorry, but you cannot be right here right now. Pain gray. As soon as that's not it. it's all experimental in play. And so, I mean, you're coming along with me on the journey. So I just wanted to share some more of what I've been doing with, as I follow along with Laura Horn Art and her sketchbook series that she's doing. This episode was about, I believe she called it not mark making, imagery, maybe something along those lines. But anyways, it's about putting images in your art. And so what I did, I'm so flustered because I made a whole video. I did a whole video where I showed some of me doing the drawing and stuff, and it didn't even record. So I'm really frustrated with that, and it's got me really flustered, and I don't know what I'm saying now. So, okay. So what I did was I watched her video, and I just kind of did some practice doodling in my sketchbook, and it reminded me, when she was talking about stuff, it reminded me of this journal here that I have. This is just a moleskin. It's a unlined one, just blank. And this, when I was really into bullet journaling, I created this sort of catalog of marks that I wanted to remember and designs to put in my bullet journals, but it's really come in handy for like my abstract art as well. So we have like borders and dividers, and then I also have a few marks that I wanted to remember and kind of come back to, because I kind of tend to get stuck. I think we all might get stuck on just certain marks that we make, and I wanted to kind of remind myself of other marks that I like making and want to incorporate into my journals, whether they be bullet journals or any other kind of artsy journal. So yeah, there's a few of those too. But so I referred back to this and kind of picked up a few that intrigued me today that I wanted to use, and did a little warm-up practice, and then I jumped into showing you what I was doing on on my other things, and then that didn't record. So I will just show you what I did. I completely abandoned one because I literally hate it. It is ugly in my opinion. I'm just going to show you a peek of it because I'm not proud of it. But I played a little bit here and I really hate it. And I think part of it is I tried using watercolor markers on top of watercolor, and of course they bled, and I didn't like that. They didn't bleed, they blended. So anyways, so I switched back to my acrylic markers or paint pens and a jelly roll, because my white paint pen is not working. So these are the other two. I went ahead and just did my drawings on top of the watercolor backgrounds that I showed in a previous video, and I'm really loving these so much. These color palettes speak to me, and I think that's a lot of it. It is something I'm comfortable with, and I'm just learning just to stick with my strengths. Just go with what makes me happiest. Like with that other one, it literally just makes my body want to seize up. It is that ugly to me. Anyways, and that is not to say that those colors in and of themselves are ugly. I appreciate them. Like when I did this in my journal, I love this. I really appreciate this. But they're not colors that I'm comfortable working with. So I did this, and I did record. I thought I was recording. I thought I recorded some of this, but I didn't. So this, in the journal, I'll just quickly go to it. It's very water themed. We have the ocean here, several pictures of water, and so I kind of picked up on that, and I did these. They're kind of like bubbles. They were supposed to be like their reflection in the water, but to me they look more like bubbles on the water. And we got like a net. And this one I kind of struggled with because I was having a hard time just how to place them, and so I expanded it some more, and I like it a lot better. It's just very abstract, just doodling basically. This one has more composition to it. So we have some botanicals, which I tend to be drawn to botanical imagery anyways, and then I added some little gold like lines, and I really love that. I love these, and so I'm going to be putting them in my and this is going to continue to get thick and more lovely as time goes by. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did want to share, I've been kind of having some conflicting thoughts lately about my channel. Like I know that my channel can be very it seems very disconnected, or like there's no flow. But the reason I named my channel Then and There is because I wanted to share what I was working on right then and there. And for me, that means sometimes it's more artsy, painterly, creative stuff, and sometimes it's more a finished product, maybe more vintage, neutral colors, old photos, lace, things like that, fabrics. And other times it's more paint and art and things like that. But that is who I am, and that is why I named my channel Then and There. And that's why it's worked so well with me over the years. I realize not everyone's going to have the same interests as me. You may be interested more in just the vintage aspect, or the art books, and not so much the creating and painting and stuff like that. But do please stick with me, because I will come back to those things. I shift. I think if I were to do the same thing all the time, I would get bored with it. So I do hope that you can appreciate that in my channel, and just stick with me, and trust me, I will come back to whatever it is that drew you here to begin with, because I am still interested in those things, whether it is junk journaling with vintage items, or making resin pendants, or artist books, or junk journals, or junk planner, or painting. I mean, I've just started sharing more of my artsy painting side, and I hope that people are okay with that being in my channel. I mean, either way, it's going to be there, because that's who I am, and that's what I'm working on right then and there, and that's why that's my channel name. So I appreciate everyone who has stuck with me this far in this video and listened to me ramble. And I appreciate everyone who watches my videos. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.